If you need to automate entry of data from hand-filled forms into a database or spreadsheet, you might like to consider Fimple. Fimple makes the data entry of hand-filled forms fast and simple. If you have more than 10 forms you need to load into a database or spreadsheet, then Fimple will save you time. Hi, my name's Victor, and in this video I'll show you how easy it is to load data from a new form type into Fimple. Before you start, you need to scan your forms into a file. There are instructions on how to do that in here, where it says Start Here. Once you've done that, you come into the Add New Form Type screen, and from here you'll be able to enter your forms and load them up. After they've been loaded into Fimple, you then define what fields you want to read from that form. We'll show you how that's done. Optionally, you can give your batch group a name, so you can have a bunch of groups here. We'll call these Demo. It's a demo, and this one here is a new form. So this is a new form demo. And you give your type, your form type, a name. In this case, we're going to do dog registration form, so we'll call this dog. And in this particular form, we know that there are 2 pages in each form. Once we've done that, we choose files. So I've got some here that I scanned in earlier using the instructions. We'll just take a small set for the overview for this video. Once we've chosen them, you can see that they load up here on the right-hand side of the screen. So we've got a total of 8 pages have loaded here. That's 4 2-page forms. Once they're loaded up, we press Submit. That will then, as I mentioned earlier, that will load them into Fimple and we'll read those forms. But at this stage, there's no information in Fimple about the fields from the forms that we want to read. So after the processing is finished, we'll then go in and we will identify each of those fields and give it some information about the type of field that's there so that Fimple can do some validation of those field types in case we want to make sure that the data is in there correctly. So as you can see, this is running through, nearly done, one page to go. We're just going to now, where it says awaiting configuration, we're going to configure the form. So there's a number of sections, parts to this page. You can see here's form identifiers. We'll set that later. We can show actions here after, and these happen after we do an approval on the form. I'll give you some more information about that in another video. But in this video, we're going to focus here on the configure. So there was 2 pages in our form, and this is showing us a copy of each of those 2 pages. So we're just going here to configure this one, and it shows you this is the form. This is the first form in the batch that we just loaded up. So we just simply drag across one of these fields. So in this case, the first field on the form. This is the owner surname, so it comes up with this questionnaire for us. And we choose the item from here. In this case, it's the first one, person name. It gets more specific then, and person name, and then in this case, we're going to do the last name. So the field name here that it's given us automatically is surname. We'll accept that, and we'll just say save. Over on this side, we've got the name of the dog. We'll pull that into our database as well. So in this case, it's not a person name, it's general or other. So we can take this here, and it's the name of a thing. And in this case, rather than just calling it name, we'll call it dog name. Okay, there's more advanced settings we can go to down here, but we'll leave that for the moment. Okay, we'll just take a couple more fields just for this demonstration. We'll take a couple of checkboxes so that we can show those. So this one here, checkboxes operate a little bit differently, but using the same questionnaire to start with. We've got checkbox here, and then we've got a type of checkbox. This is a checkbox group. So in this group, we've got, you can see here, we've got 2. We've got male, female, so and we don't have anything in our drop down here yet. We'll create a new group, and this one's going to be called dog gender. And in this case, we've got a number of options here, but we're saying that in this group that we have to choose at least one. So it's mandatory with at least one in our group. So we'll save that. And now we're back to this particular field, the male field. So we'll say here that if they choose this particular box, then the value is male. So the value of our dog gender would be male if they chose that one. Choose the other one in here. We'll take the female box this time. So again, we're choosing a check button, checkbox, and we've already got our dog gender group. But when they choose this one, it's a female. So that's all we need to do there. We'll save that. So we've got those two. We could take the phone number we like from the, just dragging over that one as well. In this case, it's still person name, contact information. Second question here, contact information, and then we'll take the phone number. Okay, we'll just call it phone. That's good enough for us, the name of that field. We'll save that. That's let's take this one. This one's a UK format date, and the culture on our user is a UK, so that all works out. The system understands where you're from. That's fine. We've got date and time as to what format date you use. So wherever you are, that'll be okay. And this is a month, day, month, and year type format. Wouldn't matter if it was month, day, and year. In this case, this is a recent date because it was when the application for the date was lodged, for the form was lodged. So we'll call this the application date. Okay, we won't worry about the advanced settings. We'll just save that. Okay, we'll leave that for this one, for this particular page. It's just by way of an example, we'll configure another value off this page. So let's take this one here. This is the amount paid field. In this case, this is a measurement or number. And if we have a look at the next question, it's money. No dollar sign, but that's okay. Okay, so it's just called the money. Let's just leave that and then we'll go back. So if we look at down here, you can see it showing us the fields that we've identified. We've got the 5 fields in total. 2 of them are the dog gender fields, phone number, application date. On the second page, we've got that one. Now, we can now set a form identifier, and this is so on a list, when we get a list of forms, we are able to see which form is which quite easily. So in this case, we'll take the surname and dog name, and they'll be listed next to the forms whenever they're in a list. So we'll save that, and that'll do us for the moment. So we'll save our configuration. Now this just takes a little while to process. It rereads all of those forms, gets there, and now we're ready to go. So now we can have a look at what it's given us here. So you can see here, these are the names of the owners and of their dogs, and we can, the type of form here is a dog, and each one's got page 1 and page 2. Just click on one of these anywhere on there, and it will show us that information. So you can see here where it's done that. It's getting the phone number, the date, and the amount paid. We could flick through those forms and just check them as we like. Once we're happy that they're all okay, we can go back to the batch overview, and then we could choose approve. So once we choose approve, then that will then actually clear it out of here, out of our batch list, unless we choose to look at completed batches, which is shown just here. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create a new form type in Fimple. I hope you find Fimple useful. If you do, if you think it might suit your particular need, then take advantage of the free trial and try it with your forms. Thanks for your time.